Hey, so for some reason, this whole situation has been about race or whatever. So I, as a black person, am going to explain why Anthony Carnello, deserved his sentence or whatever. And to prove it, here's my melanin color skin. I have black ancestry, all that other stuff. My people were kings. Anyway, maybe I'll do like a full face reveal when I become YouTube famous someday, and then I'll be having a big old Patreon. Now, I don't watch the news. CNN and Fox News, they're both full of, sad information or just flat out misinformation for the most part. The only time I ever watch the news is for the Weather Channel. So I didn't even really know about this situation until, a bunch of memes got dropped in shit posting groups on Facebook. So anyway, and I'm just citing from Wikipedia here. Anthony Carmelo, I think I called him Carnello earlier, my bad. But I'm just gonna call him Anthony. Anyway, Anthony, he had a little confrontation with this other student named Austin McClaff. I'm just gonna call him Austin. And that's what happens when two adolescent teenagers don't get along. They usually have confrontations, and it escalated to Anthony just stabbing Austin, and it was over a very stupid, petty situation. Apparently, there was a storm coming, and that held up the sporting event. Anthony wanted to go into Austin's tent. Austin was like, no. And then that suddenly got into a little fight where Anthony ended up stabbing Austin and pretty much taking away his life forever, you know? Now, I've been in confrontations, physical and verbal, in my life. That just happens, especially when you're a male. Um, I had confrontations with students in high school, and I don't even remember them, to be honest. I don't remember their names. I don't remember their faces. I don't even really remember what it said, but I know it happened. And for all I know, I went to a pretty bad high school. So for all I know, those people I had confrontations with, they're either dead, drug addicts, or in prison. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if all three. And in the army, I had one confrontation with one soldier, and he was drunk. Thankfully, it didn't get physical or nothing like that. We talked things out after he sobered up. But yeah, and but you see the correlation here. I had confrontations with people, and I didn't end up killing them. Oh my goodness, shocker, right? You can have a verbal or physical confrontation with someone without having to murder them. It's just shocker, right? And then, according to Wikipedia, after the stabbing, Anthony ran away, got caught by the police, and he's crying and stuff and saying, uh, it was self defense or I didn't mean it, yada, yada, yada. Okay, you can still self defend yourself without, stabbing someone to death. And yeah, 1 year later, the trial happens, and Anthony gets a 35-year sentence. Yikes, man. By the time Anthony gets out, GTA 7 will be having a trailer. Anyway, yeah, 35 years. Now, to be fair here, I looked it up on Wikipedia or on Google, sorry. And he could actually get an earlier release if he serves half his prison time. So in about 17.5 years, that's still a very long time in prison. I have family members in prison. They all tell me it's boring, and I watch YouTubers who went to prison too. Prisons, they're actually pretty political. Like, yeah, there's guards and security and all that kind of stuff, but the prisoners, they actually have their own political system. Trading. They're apparently divided up by gangs and races, so that's interesting. Prison politics. Anthony, he'll probably have to join a black gang, but oh well. That's what you get for murdering someone. Now, some people online have been like, "Oh, this is unfair. Oh, he shouldn't be given prison time." I'm like, why? He murdered someone. You know, like this wasn't a case of self defense. He just got into a physical altercation willingly and killed someone. Like, why is this so hard for people to comprehend? Oh, because it's a race crime. Oh, black on white violence or white on black violence. And I'm like, murder is murder. Now, is Anthony's prison sentence too long for a kid? Um, I still think he deserves it. Just because you freaking murdered someone that you could have easily not murdered. You know, like this wasn't an accident or anything like that. And I saw this kind of comment where it's like, well, if a white person had killed a black person, then yeah, 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 and like shut up. There are plenty of times in history where a white person has gotten a prison sentence or received justice for killing a brown person. For example, I looked it up. The person that killed George Floyd, he was a cop. He got 22 years in prison, and yeah, that is less compared to Anthony's sentence. But with the police officer that killed George Floyd, he already got attacked multiple times in prison because, hey, he committed a race crime, but also he's a cop. Prisoners hate cops. They hate cops right up there with judges and child molesters. So I'm going to say that Anthony's prison time is going to be way harsh. I mean, way less harsh compared to the person that killed George Floyd. So yeah, overall, my feelings on this is like, yeah, don't murder people. It's super easy. And here's something scary, death is death. I mean, as far as I know, there's no scientific evidence to prove that there's an afterlife or that we reincarnate after we die. No, when you're dead, it's pretty much forever, you know? It's not good or it's not bad because, when you're dead, I mean, if people didn't die, my goodness, there would be a huge population problem. But it's just part of life. And when you commit murder, you're basically ending someone's life cycle prematurely before they can die naturally over time. So yeah, you get if you get into if you get into an altercation, be it physical or verbal, you know, I mean, yeah, there's the assault option. You could like do a fight, but pray that that person doesn't press charges on you because assault is illegal. But the best thing that you should do? Walk away. Get over it. Swallow your pride. It's okay. The thing about altercations is that, unless you're unless you're like a psychopath, you're gonna end up forgetting about it at some point. It's not worth killing someone, and it's especially not worth throwing away your life and going to prison.